Hey, it's Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show, and you are listening to the Daily Dose. And today I was asked an interesting question, and I want to share it with you, and maybe it will provide some information to somebody that needs it. There's a circumstance where there's a realtor that I know who is negotiating a purchase of a new construction property. Now, this isn't a big builder, with an entire subdivision. This is a smaller builder who builds just a few custom homes at a time. And the builder owns the lot, and they've actually even started the property. And here's where it got interesting. The builder prefers that the buyer get a construction-to-perm loan and they'll finish the property. The buyer prefers to pay cash when the property is done. Now, here's the rub. The builder is okay with that, but they want a 20% non-refundable down payment put into escrow now if the buyer is going to pay cash instead of finance. So the obvious question was, why would the builder want to do that? And the agents were kicking back and forth the idea that perhaps the builder didn't have the financing to finish the project. However, the agent that I was speaking with, there was a group of agents in this conversation. I guess I should have shared that. But the agent that was negotiating the transaction knows the builder and knows that they have plenty of money to finish the project with. Everyone was going back and forth, and then they brought me into the conversation as a lender. Now, I'm not the lender on this particular deal, but I did have some insight that they thought was helpful, and that's why I want to share the story with you. From a pure control standpoint, a builder most often prefers to build the property with their own financing or their own cash and then close the transaction with the buyer once it's complete. And the reason is the deed never leaves the builder. The builder is the owner of the project all during construction since they're funding it. Now, it may be liened by a bank loan, but the builder is the owner of that project. So if something happens, the builder is in control. They can cancel the contract, albeit to the terms pre-written in the contract, and then resell it to someone else. Now, with the construction-to-perm loan, the buyer, once they close on the construction phase of the loan, they actually own the project. They own the dirt, they own the project throughout the process. Now, it's liened by the builder and liened by the bank, but it's a much more difficult procedure for the builder if they go unpaid. They can't simply cancel the deal and move on with someone else because the deed is in the name of the buyer at that point. So back to the original question. Why then would the builder prefer that the buyer use a construction-to-perm loan if they don't need the money? And the only answer that made sense, if the builder agrees to sell for cash and they get to December, which is the finish date, and the buyer walks, they're stuck with the project. I believe the builder is afraid that the market is going to turn and they don't want to get left holding the bag. So if the buyer closes with a construction perm loan now, they're on the hook. They can't walk from the deal. They're going all the way to the closing table because they own that deal from the inception of the construction portion of the loan. So after some back and forth, that turned out to be the case. The builder is afraid that the buyer is going to walk, so they want either a 20% non-refundable down payment or they want the buyer to take a construction to perm loan and close now. Either way, they're guaranteed that they're going to see something at the end of this project in December. So anyway, I hope that helps. There's a lot of nuances with construction financing. I've been in the business a long time and grew up in a family of home builders, so I have a tendency to be able to see things through both lenses, if you will. One as a buyer or seller, and then two as the builder. But that's what it turned out to be. The builder's just looking for some assurances that the seller's not going to walk. And if he does walk, they want to make sure that they're going to get some type of restitution, and that 20% down payment satisfies the builder to take that risk. So if you found that interesting, I encourage you to tune in Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. on iHeartRadio. Listen to the Mr. Mortgage Show. We are live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Just hit the iHeart app and search the Mr. Mortgage Show and you'll find us. Or you can check out the podcast page. There you'll find the entire library of these Daily Dose podcasts. And then Saturday afternoon, each show is recorded and it's dropped as a podcast Saturday afternoon. And lastly, we've got a great Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search the Mr. Mortgage Show, and there you'll find a ton of data, charts, statistics, the news articles that we use to prepare for the weekly show. So that's it. Again, my name is Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show, and you have been listening to the Daily Dose.